I started, believe it or not, 43 years ago. 43 years been working in the field of developmental disabilities. I was a junior in college and saw an advertisement, and the advertisement simply said, "Need someone to support some 8 individuals living in a group home." There was an apartment. I would actually live in the apartment rent free. I was going to college at the time, and I thought, wow, what a good gig. I don't have to pay for dormitory, and I had meals and actually live at this apartment. So I checked it out, and sure enough, I accepted it. So I actually lived in a group home, in an apartment within that group home for 2 years. Finished my junior and senior year and worked at a home for 8 individuals. And I look back at it, and I did everything I could at that time to support them and take them on activities. And I remember taking them to putt-putt golf and really got to know those individuals, all 8 guys with varying disabilities. But it was a good time in my life. I really appreciated and felt like I was making a difference in their lives, and I worked really hard to do that. But I've had a great time with individuals. Everybody has their own favorites. You're not supposed to do that, but I've no question about it. There's been individuals. There's a guy by the name of Big E. He was a great guy, loved to be driving trucks, and always thought he was going to be a semi driver. And as he says, I want to haul those chickens. He thought he could haul chickens. And one of the things that we arranged for him was a friend of ours who ran a semi. One Saturday morning, we arranged for him, the semi, to come and pull up in front of the group home. And Emerson always had, Big E Emerson had a hat he put on all the time, and he went right up into the middle, top of the cab of the truck, and he was allowed to go with the driver on his route. And I'll never forget that. He was so excited. He finally got his dream that he was going to be in the big rig and drive, and he just had a wonderful day. I graduated college, and they offered me a full-time position to be a QMRP back in the 1980s, but QIDP today. And I accepted that position, and at that time, the agency that I was working for had 1 group home and 8 clients. And I stayed there for 28 years. And when I left that organization, we had at that time over 300 individuals served in 30 counties in Ohio. So I think the challenge is always starting in this career is just understanding the bureaucratic stuff that happens. It's the documentation, it's the reporting processes, it's ensuring you document at the end of the shift to make sure all the services are recorded properly, because at the end of the day, it can get very confusing at times. I do wish there would be simplification for that, because our focus and emphasis really should be on the folks and their quality of life and what we can do to make their day the best it can be. But I had an opportunity, somebody approached me about running a child care program and Head Start and early Head Start. So maybe some people don't know this. For 7-8 years, I ran a what's called Council on Rural Services, and there was 9,000 children receiving early Head Start and Head Start services. And even though I worked there at that organization as their chief operations officer for those years, I look back and say, hey, that was meant for me for a while. Actually, then Bob Archer, who was my former president, former CEO here, he called me out of the blue and said, hey, I'm retiring. Would you consider coming to Toward Independence? I've been here for 10 years. It's been very rewarding for me. It's gone very quickly. But I look back over my 10 years at Toward Independence, and I'm most proud of the fact is that, one, I think our organization has grown tremendously, not so much in the size we've grown out as far as number of people served, but I think what we've grown in maturity and ability to do the best quality services. I guess looking back also on my career, and if I had to look back and say what one thing or what was the most impactful thing that I was able to accomplish, and I think honestly it was providing quality services and opportunities it's better respect for the individuals and giving them a chance to be successful in the community and go places and do things. I know that sounds kind of corny, but back in 1980, people with the developmental disabilities were shunned away. There were group homes or developmental centers and institutions, and they weren't respected for who they were, for a human being. Today, I think the awareness is much better, but I think what we've seen is better services, more opportunities to get out in the community, go places and do things. But if I look back over my years and I look back in 1980 and how services were provided and what opportunities people had at that time and look at it today, I'm happy for where things have gone. In 1980, June of 1980, I started as a DSP, and I'm leading an organization today. So there are opportunities for growth in organizations here at Toward Independence, but other agencies across Ohio. So if you're a DSP and you think, hey, is this all it is? It doesn't have to be. Toward Independence, like a lot of organizations, positions will open up. It does take initiative, it does take a dedication, it does take some additional sacrifice to really want to improve the situation around you, improve yourself and the situation around you. So that means, taking on some internal challenges. So maybe sometimes you need to do some additional training, but more than anything, let people know your intentions. And don't let people think they know you. Tell people what you're about, what your intentions are. I want to do this in my career. Maybe you're at a DSP level today, but you can be a supervisor, a program coordinator, program director, and we've had it even since my 10 years here. We've had people move from a DSP ranks all the way to a program directors. We've had people move from a DSP level all the way to a program director level. So it can happen. You just, just dream a little bit, work hard, let people know your intentions, and share that with others. That, hey, this is what I want to try to do, and you can get there.